You gotta lean into the camera. Just lean. Alright, stop. I want to apologize in advance for the poor sound quality in this video. I did use a new mic, so it's loud in certain spots. I did try to edit it as much as I possibly could, but yes, I apologize, and it won't be like this in my next video. Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you have never ever seen me before in your life, my name is Brittney Gray, and today we're gonna do a makeup tutorial. I don't do a ton of makeup tutorials on my channel. I do a lot of hair stuff, a lot of just talking videos, but if you didn't know, I am a makeup artist in addition to being a hairdresser. Last week I went to replenish some stuff for my kit and I bought a bunch of makeup. So I have a lot of new stuff that I'm using today, as well as oldies but goodies, and I'm gonna have everything listed down below that I use in this video. So if you want to know how I got this look, then just keep watching. I already filled in my brows just for the sake of time. So I'm going to use MAC Pro Longwear Concealer as an eyeshadow base. I never have used this as a concealer. I mean, I tried it, but I didn't like it as a concealer. I like it more as an eyeshadow base because on me, it's dry. Alright, with my Inglot 6SS brush, I'm going to grab Sauced from my Naked Heat palette, and I'm going to kind of pop that, not necessarily right in my crease, but right outside of it. I'm going to grab my MAC 217 brush, and I'm going to go in with Low Blow from the same Naked Heat palette, and I'm going to put that a little bit lower than where I just placed Sauced, and this is going to deepen that crease area. Next, I'm going to dip into my Anastasia Beverly Hills Prism palette. I'm going to grab Parallel, which is a cool matte brown. I'm going to pop that right on the outer corner just to create more depth, especially being that I barely have a crease in my eye. I can't determine whether or not I have hooded eyes. I don't think I have hooded eyes, but I think they're borderline hooded, if that makes sense. I'm going to reinforce that MAC Pro Longwear Concealer again on my eyelid because I don't want my lid color to get lost in the sauce of everything I just put on. I am going to be using this Makeup Forever yellow eyeshadow ME400. I have been wanting to do a yellow all summer. Actually, I've been wanting to do it like this whole week, but it felt like all summer, okay? Okay. So that is a little bit too yellow for me. I'm just gonna spray my brush with a little MAC Fix Plus. I want to top this yellow with a little bit of gold just to mute it somewhat. I'm actually grabbing #Blessed from the Huda Beauty Rose Gold Remastered palette, and I'm gonna top the yellow with that because I want to mute it a little bit. I do still want it to look yellow, but I just don't want it to be neon yellow. There's a time and a place for that, and that's not the look that I'm going for today. And then from the same palette, I'm going to grab Sandalwood and then put that in between my crease color and the yellow. I'm going to grab Sandalwood, a little bit more Sandalwood, and I'm going to put that right up here, right where my brow is. I just like that look of eyeshadow that's kind of a little blown out. I don't know, it reminds me of the runway or something. Do a little bit out here. I like to kind of be messy with my eyeshadow on the outer edges just because, like I said, I do like that blown out look. Before I start my face, I'm gonna just tightline my eyes. Okay, I'm sorry, I cannot tightline my eyes on camera, so I'll be right back. I'm gonna go back to my eyes later, but for right now, I'm gonna work on my complexion. I'm gonna be using a tinted moisturizer today, but I do want to use a primer because I still want it to be like makeup-y. Does that make sense? I'm going to be using the CoverFX Blurring Primer. It's one of those silicone formulas, and I like that it's super thick. Even when I squeeze it out of the bottle, I kind of have to put a lot of pressure on it because it's so thick. It's thicker than a bowl of oatmeal. I'm going to be using the Laura Mercier Oil-Free Tinted Moisturizer in Tawny. This, if you've been following me, you know this is like a holy grail for me. This is one of my holy grail products because I can build this up to maybe not full coverage, but medium coverage, like enough coverage so that way if you have any flaws on your skin or anything like that, it will cover it. I wear this on a daily basis, just like if I'm going to work or something like that, but I've also worn this out with a glam eye. If I want that dewy kind of skin look, like a natural kind of skin look. It looks just like skin, and that's kind of my thing. I like foundations and tinted moisturizers and things like that that look like skin. I don't always want to look, well, yeah, I don't like the cake face look. A new product that I'm using today is the Laura Mercier Flawless Fusion Ultra Longwear Concealer. I'm gonna place this under my eyes here, on the bridge of my nose, and on my chin. The usual places. The shade that I'm wearing today is in 3W. I would say that it's like a medium to full coverage. It's not super, super heavy, so it looks like skin, and I love that. I'm just gonna contour my face using my Makeup Forever foundation stick, and I use a darker tone. I'm gonna skip over this part because it's kind of repetitive. It's in pretty much every makeup tutorial I've ever made. Now that my face is contoured a little bit, I'm going to set my face. Today, I'm going to be using two powders. The usual, the iconic Laura Mercier Translucent powder, but I'm also going to be using her new translucent powder in Glow. So this has more of a pearlescent finish to it. If you follow me on Instagram, which you should, at Brittney Gray, follow me after this video, then you know that I went to the launch party last week. This video, by the way, is not sponsored. I just wanted to use this new powder, and then I figured, like, okay, well, I might as well use a lot of Laura Mercier while I'm at it. I'm gonna show you what I learned in the demo by Makeup by Mario. I'm just gonna grab my beauty blender or makeup sponge, and then I'm gonna bake my nose. I always bake my nose just because this is where I get oily. I'm gonna blend out the edges of this little bakeage because whenever I don't blend that out right away, it kind of leaves a mark that I have to like work through. I'm basically gonna use just the translucent powder to set all the places where I wouldn't necessarily want shine, such as under my eyes here. I don't like baking under my eyes because my eyes just get super dry and I look 500 years old when I bake under my eyes. And probably my chin here. I mean, I don't necessarily like my T-zone area to shine. Now I'm gonna get the translucent glow powder. I'm gonna grab a sponge, tap a little bit of that onto the sponge here, and I'm gonna work that into the sponge, or the puff, I should say, not the sponge. And I'm gonna like that sound effect. So I guess I'm putting this all over. But basically what you want to do is put it more so on the high points of your face. I mean, this isn't like putting a highlighter all over your face, so it's not like your face is gonna shine per se. It's not gonna give that kind of shine, but it just gives an all-over kind of ethereal glow, if you will. So I'm going to use the remainder of the powder that's in this little cap here. I'm going to go over my cheeks. And then this is the new Glow powder brush. As you can see, it has a little curve to it. Also has a hair on it there. Has a little curve to it, so that way it contours right to your cheekage, or down here, or your chin, your forehead there. So yeah, I'm just gonna use this all over because I want to go for the glow. Should I do a powder highlight? I mean contour? Let me just reinforce the contour that I already have because I don't want to lose any dewiness. So fly through the sky, butterfly. Just gonna go over that contour again with the glow powder. So that way I don't lose any dewiness. The blush that I'm using today is Ambering Rose by MAC. What would I call it? Shimmery, corally. What would you call this? Like a so warm, like a warm peach, you know? And I love the peach blushes so much. Every so often I'll try, first of all, I have just my holy grail blushes. I seriously wear the same like three, oh that's a lot of blush. I'll blend it out. I seriously wear the same like 3 blushes all the time, and they're pretty much all peachy corally kind of blushes. And every so often I'll try to wear a pink blush just because I do have some. I'll try to wear like a light pink blush, like a just any kind of pink, and I don't know, it just doesn't, I don't feel like myself in it, you know? Let me blend out some of that. At this point, I think it's a good time to blend out my nose bake. Getting a little bit more powder though for the tip of my nose. And I'm blending all of this out. I'm gonna use my NYX Wonder Pencil. I'm gonna grab Parallel again from the Anastasia Beverly Hills Prism palette. I'm gonna really work that into my lash line while trying to keep it off of my waterline. Let me zoom you guys in a little bit. I reinforce my eyeliner up top with that same color. Zoom you back out. I should have been doing it this close this whole time. What's the frig? This looks so much better up close. Why was I so far away? So far away. Doesn't anybody stay in one place anymore? I don't know what kind of brush is this. It looks like a crease brush, but it's really small. So I'm gonna grab that. Oh, by the way, I feel like a lot of times when I do makeup tutorials, a lot of people are like, what brushes are you using? What brushes are you using? And I do mention some of the brushes that I'm using, but brushes like this, this has no brand on it, and I have had this brush literally for, I don't even know how long, okay? For so long. Some of my favorite brushes are just rando brushes. Like for instance, well, I don't have it on me, but I have like this little MAC brush that's like this big that I stole from my mom when I was like 18 years old. She got in a holiday set, and I mean, this was a long time ago, and I still have it. And anytime I go through my makeup kit where I'm like, okay, I don't need this, I don't use this, this is broken, this is whatever, I just can't seem to throw that away, even though it's like 500 years old. But like, if it's not broke, don't fix it, right? So I'm gonna go in with my Inglot 6SS, like this big, fat, fluffy brush, and I'm gonna go over or under my eyes with that. The thing is, if you want that blown out look, you can't be afraid to use this big, fat brush. And I mean, I'm afraid. It's very intimidating to use a brush this big on your lash line, but that's the best way to get this kind of look. Like, I like that model look that, like, you know how models sometimes on the runway, they look like they haven't slept for like a couple days? I like that look, like the glamorous version of not sleeping for a couple days. I'm going to get this little rando brush that looks like a crease brush. I'm going to go back and get Parallel, blend out where I put it on my lash line. See how there, I mean, let me zoom you in. If you look closely on my lash line, it's not blown out, you know? So I'm gonna go in between my lash line and where I just put what did I just put on my eyes? In between my lash line and then where I placed Sandalwood. I'm just gonna go right between those two and blend it on out. Yes. Alright, I'm embarrassing myself, so let me shut this up. Just gonna put a tad bit of mascara on my eyes. The lashes that I'm gonna use today are the Ardell Baby Wispies. This is what they look like. Alright, so now that I have eyelashes, I am going to highlight my face. I'm going to be using the ILuvSarahii. This is her highlighter in Soulmate. It's so weird because when I went to go buy this last week, I got home and then I did a haul on Instagram. And if you're watching that haul, which you should have been, I mentioned that I didn't follow ILuvSarahii at all, and I was like, I've seen her and I kind of know about her. There are some people on YouTube that I'm obsessed with, but for the most part, there aren't a lot of beauty gurus. She's not one of those people for me. So when I was doing my haul on Instagram, I was like, yeah, you know, I know who she is. I don't follow her, but I bought her highlighter today because when I swatched it in store, it was so freaking pigmented and I just had to have it. That's what I was saying on my live stream. And then, funny enough, the exact next night, when I went to this Laura Mercier event, she was actually the model that Makeup by Mario was working on. That's kind of a lot, but then again, we're gonna go for the glow, okay? So anyway, the moral of that story is that I just thought that that was so ironic and funny, and so whatever. I met her at the event, and I was just like, oh my gosh, I love your highlighter, so bomb. And yeah, congrats, girl. I really want to blow out these highlights because I don't want it to just be right there. I want it to be blown out. So I don't mind if it gets a little bit of everywhere, but it's concentrated in one spot. You know what I mean? Kind of like stars in the universe. Like, you know how there might be a cluster of stars, but then they're blown out everywhere? That's what I want my highlights to do. My highlight. For my lips, I'm going to be using a combination, both Buxom products. They did send me both of these. I got this package maybe 2 months ago or so, but they just sent me this last week, and I believe this is a new product. This is the Pillow Pout Creamy Plumping Lip Powder. I like the look of lip stains, but I don't like lip stains, how they feel for some reason. But I feel like this gives the look of a lip stain without it being a lip stain. Does that make sense? See? It looks like my lips. I'm going to top this with a Buxom holographic lip color, and this one is in Camila. Last but not least, I'm just going to spritz my face with my Tatcha Luminous Dewy Skin Mist. I know some people like to go crazy with this, but for me, I've done that before because I think I watched like an Omrizi story of her spraying the out of her face, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm totally gonna do that because it's like, that's like her, like she loves it. But then I did it, and seriously, my neck felt sweaty. Like, I don't know what it is. So I like to cover my neck with this because it makes my neck feel like, you know that sticky feeling like when you're just sweating and you're like, okay, I need to take a shower, you know? So I'm just gonna spray a little bit. I caught the mist and my neck cracked. All right, so that is it for this look. I feel like I look crazy when I feel like I look psychotic when I smile. That's why I have resting bitch face, because I look like I'm gonna freaking murder somebody. Okay, so that is it for this video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. And then if you haven't already, subscribe to my channel. Also, go ahead and follow me on social media at Brittney Gray on Twitter and Instagram. I also have a hair page on Facebook called Hair Culture, but the links to all that stuff will be down below, as well as a list of everything that I used today. I hope to see you guys. Actually, I won't be seeing you guys. I'll see you guys in the comments, but you guys will see me in my next video. So thank you so much for watching. Bye.